on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the We Are One podcast, coming to you live through Zoom. Once again, this shit's actually turning out to be pretty smooth. Welcome to the show, brother Huy. What's good?
Not much, man. How you living?
I'm living decent, the best I can. That's all we can do, right?
I know you guys got snow over there.
Yeah, that snow is beautiful, though. I welcome it. I'm like, if anything,
That's
I'm
good.
disappointed there hasn't been much snow at all this year. It's like, what's happening? It's like
That global warming, though.
Right? What's up with you? What's good with you, fam? Good to see your face.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. Yeah, not much. Just loving, living.
Yeah.
Fucking up. We gotta cut that shit out. No, just living, man. Just working. I work down here at a creative agency. Recently,
let's just start from the beginning. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So right now, Huy lives in Arizona. What prompted you to move from Minnesota to Arizona?
Oh, yeah. So I moved here July 2019. I picked up my stuff and moved.
Wait, 2019?
Yeah.
It's almost been 2 years already?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro. I was thinking you moved like last year.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
dude,
shocked
remember
right now.
you were gonna drive down with me, remember?
Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
Because that's how quickly I moved. I was like, damn, what a homie to offer to just like come with me. That was tight.
Well, I mean, absolutely. Shit. I've never been to Arizona. 2, I know you could like use the help and probably a companion, you know?
Yeah.
I remember when Ian moved to Oregon, I offered that to him too and rode with him out to Oregon. Like, I enjoy it, if anything, and I know that it is potentially helpful and nice to have a companion and not make that leap and that drive like completely by yourself.
Yeah, it was my first time going to Arizona too.
and you moved there. You hadn't even been there yet at all.
Yeah. So it was crazy. But yeah, no, what prompted me was I just actually found an opportunity that at a creative agency. So it was the job. 1, 2, I knew there's way more people there. There would be more opportunities. So I wanted that, and I wanted to live in a warm state. So I was like, fuck it. If it doesn't work out, home will always be there. But at the same time, I promised myself that I wouldn't go home until like I'm in a good situation. Like I wouldn't ever allow myself to go home out of like necessity of like being broke. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't let myself get to that point.
Yeah, you didn't want to like just fall back on going home almost like as like giving up. You told yourself on the outset, I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
So you moved out there for a job with a creative agency. So what does that job look like?
So when I got hired, we're a full service agency, so we do like literally anything that has to do with advertising. So like billboards, paid social, traditional media, radio, big TV commercials, social media, everything. So I got hired to do social strategy. My like official role was account executive, so like strategist / like account manager, dealing with clients and whatnot. So that's what I got hired on for. Which is funny is like the only experience that I had was running around Mankato doing shit with Brando with the butterfly when we first started in the early days. And then I kind of like schemed my way into, before this job at Hayworth, to do media. It's a media company. And I was just like, yo, I'm really like passionate about media and just advertising in general. Got my foot in the door. And then with a month in, switched over to the paid social side, and then started learning social media. And then that's what gave me kind of like the experience to make the jump down here. Over time, everyone was starting to see, I shouldn't say everyone, but a few people, especially like the co-founders and the executives of the company, were seeing what I was doing on Instagram, just like with my freelance work, like running around making content for people, and always just like shooting and working every weekend. And they're like, I got called into my VP's office, and he's like, I was like, damn, dude, am I in trouble? Like, what'd I do?
Yeah, definitely.
He's like, no, you're not in trouble. Like, I just want to ask you, like, are you more passionate about creative, or are you more passionate about social media? Like, do you want to move into a content creator role? And I thought it was a trick question. I was like, man, no, you know what I mean? He's just like, no, you can be honest.
Were thinking he was like trying to get you on like a gotcha moment, and if you answer wrong, that might be your job or your future with this company.
Yeah, dude, because when he hired me too, he was like, he's like, don't do what Justin did and switch over to the content team. Like, we hired you as a strategist, so stay there. But then he goes and asks me that. So eventually I told him, and I switched over to more of a content creator. So that's
Because
literally
that
what
is
I
what
do.
you're more passionate about, right?
Way more passionate about that.
I mean,
And like,
you kill it too with the content.
I appreciate it, dude. Got a long way to go. I'm not like, I'm comparing a lot of my work to like filmmakers, like Spencer
Bro,
Soufflot, like all these
chill.
guys.
Chill.
What do you mean?
Chill with the comparison, dog.
I think it's natural though, like,
I mean, it is
as
natural,
like
but
competitive,
don't let it
like,
hinder you.
oh yeah, for sure. I think for a long time it did. Now it's like I'm at a point where I like really feel good and like clear about where I want to go in my career path. But what I wanted to say about that was like, yeah, I like making videos and like creating content. And that's a lot of what my job looks like at the agency and outside, with my freelance work, with my clients. But I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to get to the level of a filmmaker. Maybe I go down that route and like, as I get more clients and maybe I find out that that's like a passion of mine. But as of right now, I like the idea of being like, I don't know if you know, like Andy too. Um, there's like these other content creators. They're basically like just like talented influencers. So they have
Mm.
a big ass following, like, Creator Ryan.
Mm-mm.
He's a YouTuber. Like Valandez.
Nope.
Oh, I thought for sure Valandez. So Valandez is like, he's a photographer, YouTuber. He's out of Detroit, and he like photographs like guns, and like he photographs the hood. And like there's a lot of controversy around his work, but he's like, hey, this is like my life, is what I grew up around. And he's just authentically him, right? Like he just like, he does vlogs, he does like reviews, he does like dope videos sometimes, but he's just a glorified influencer. He's worked with Adidas, he's worked with Puma, he's worked with Suicide Boys. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to
Mhm.
like not necessarily become an influencer. I want to have impact on people and build my personal brand and create like a content machine and like get really good and even better than I am as a content creator. But I don't want to necessarily be like a filmmaker shooting videos for like future, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't think that like I could handle that stress, bro. Like that stuff's stressful.
I know it's stressful, but I mean, I know you could handle that stress too. I'm confident in you, bro. But
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
you know what I
at
mean
least
though?
you
Like,
have a clear idea of what you think suits you best, and that's what you're
right.
striving towards. Yeah.
It just
And
sounds more fun to go that route, like
well,
Valandis. Like,
an
you know what I mean?
influencer is such a like a loaded term,
Yeah.
because the stigma of someone being an influencer is you think like YouTube clickbait,
Yeah.
disingenuous, fake. That would be like the first things that come to my mind when I think of like influencer. And well, some of the conversations that you and I had back in like Cato most often was about authenticity and
Mhm.
just that. Would you agree? I feel like that's what we talked about most often was the way um some of the downfalls we saw like through social media was people being fake and not accurately representing themselves, and
Mhm.
like those were conversations we had a long time ago. And
Yeah.
we were talking about how like there's a need for authenticity in the space of social media, and that like the people that it seems some of the people with the largest followings and the most influence are some of the most authentic people, at least the people that I follow and look up to. And I think
Mhm.
it inspires me to be just me, because I think it's so obvious when someone is faking who they are. Like when someone's being disingenuous, they're like, it seems clear as day most of the time. It's like,
Mhm.
yo, you're trying way too hard right now to look a part that just doesn't feel real. It's
Yeah.
interesting how
It's so
how
hard to like, it sounds weird, but it's so hard to be like authentic when you're creating content. Like if you're a YouTuber and you're just like, yo, vlogging your daily life. First of all, everyone, I feel like for myself, because I was vlogging for a long time, even before I started Exceed, when I think it was when you first like moved to Mankato, I was like still on that YouTube shit. And not that like it's anything below me. Like I love YouTube. I love making YouTube videos. I want to get back into it. But I was just like in that grind. But it's hard to like be yourself, I think, because from my perspective, I'm like, you watch these people that are like so energetic on camera and you want to kind of like match that level subconsciously. You don't know that you're doing that, but you're like trying to be exciting on camera and it's not
Hmm.
really like who you are. Like it is in certain situations. Like if we're like, you know what I mean? If we're like hanging out and we're like grabbing a few drinks, I'm gonna be lit and like I'm gonna be way more energetic, right?
Hmm.
Like there's different like environments and settings, but I watch some of my old YouTube videos and I'm like, bro, like
It
it's so
stands out to you
cringy.
as like, what? Like,
Yeah, I'm
what are you
like,
doing
that's
right
like,
now?
yeah, that's why like I'm taking this off. It's hot. That's why I like some of the videos that I've been making now. I'm like, I try as much as I can to like just talk as I regularly would, you
Yeah.
know?
I've had that experience like making videos where like the same thing where I've scratched a few videos because I come sit down, hit record, and I can feel myself like wanting to talk a certain way. And it's like, that's not me. The way I'm talking right now is me. Like, yeah, like
Right,
you said, sometimes I get excited and loud and cheery and whatever. But
right.
like when I hit record, what's going to be recorded is my current mood. I'm not just going to like manufacture some excitement for a video. Like
Yeah,
when, maybe that's necessary from time to time, but when it's some like regular day to day type content or video, or if I'm just speaking on something, like I'm hoping to get into, not hoping, I'm going to get into more like intellectual videos, like
yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5 minute clips of me reading something that I wrote. And
yeah,
it's gonna probably be not monotone, but it's going to be real chill, laid back, me just like speaking maybe over like a lo-fi track or something, because I
yeah.
have ideas that I want to
That's
share,
fire.
right? But I like for a setting like that, I don't be like, what's up everybody, it's Justin here,
Right,
today we're going to talk about group psychology and the mob mentality. Like
right.
that just isn't, it doesn't match the
People can
content.
pick up on that so quick too.
Yeah.
There's some people that are like that, like just like that, and that's their authentic self, and it works. But
And some of that content I want to watch, but it's just like, for me,
I can't do that
that's
personally.
not me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do that sometimes, like in real life, but I can't do that personally, like in every single video. You know,
Right. Right.
but I mean, when you get comfortable, and you just have to put your reps in. When you get comfortable on camera or on audio, and you just do it time after time after time, you're gonna find your authentic voice and yourself and your tone, and that's just gonna hit way different because no one can copy that.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely.
So
Exactly.
that stands out for
There's
sure.
just like similarities. Yeah, that's one thing that I'm excited about now at this point with like podcasting is like I feel comfortable as fuck sitting down and hitting record now.
Yeah,
Like
it's
sometimes I don't
fire.
feel like doing a podcast, but by the time I'm like, I hit record, I can get in the zone, shut out like whatever else I'm thinking about, whatever real life shit, but and get in tune with the conversation and like typically have a very decent conversation. But when I first started podcasting, it was like I was distracted, I was insecure, I wanted to sound smart,
Right.
but it's like, nah, bro, just talk, like just chat.
That's that's also such a good thing too, that like that you did it before, and you like maybe you stopped or took a break, you stepped away and you came back, but you didn't let that like deter you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, like
When they take
myself
that break, they
included,
don't come back.
yeah, myself included, like with the brand, I mean, you see all this stuff like this is unreleased, but recently I've shifted focus. Like I'm not pushing Exceed anymore. I realized that the amount of time that I put toward Exceed, let's say I put 10 hours a week toward Exceed, right? I break like we profit, but I could make more money doing freelance. And what's my number one goal financially right now? The biggest goal for me this year is to get out of debt.
Hmm.
And I'm taking it very seriously. Like I'm trying to save up. Well, first I'm following like Dave Ramsey. His first baby step one is like save $1,000, right? I'm trying to save a year of my salary. First step. Second step, every anything that I make extra goes towards my student loans.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to match my salary and have that huge pot just for like safety, and then just put everything else toward getting out of debt. And then once I'm out of debt, there goes the biggest, confidence killer that I have, like the biggest over like the dark clouds hanging over you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like once that's gone, then I can really start pushing exceed. And it's not like that I can't start pushing it now. And I've had these battles in my head, bro, because like I talked to my girlfriend about this too, and I've talked to close friends. They're like, well, you could still push it, you could still do this, you can still that. I'm like, yeah, but like I'm for the first time in my life, like I feel like I'm like I know my path, like it's clear now. Like I need to
Mm-hmm.
go this route, and like I trust in it. And like, yeah, I could still push exceed. I could do like 4 drops a year, but why can't I just go like 150% into my personal brand? I mean, because like where I am now and in 2 years be out of debt and be way more solidified with my personal brand. Let's say I have a way bigger YouTube channel. I have a bigger platform to push the brand, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's yeah. So I mean, and I think I don't know. I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but it reminded me of that because for the longest time I think I knew that, and I did this men's retreat, and I was able to take a step back and like look at my ego and like realize that I attached so much of my identity to this brand and the success of it. And it was to a point where like when people would ask me, yo, like, how's Exceed doing? Or like, you haven't seen someone in a while. They're like, oh, how's this business doing? Right. And it's like you get anxious and you feel a certain way because like,
You feel like there's an
I don't know, it's just
expectation as to like what you should
yeah,
say in response.
yeah, exactly. And once I was able to identify that, I was like, dude, it's okay for me to step back and shift focus and then come back to it in 2 3 years. Like, if anything, that's just gonna even be it's gonna sound better. Like, yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know your own path, you know your own journey, and I think that's very similar to like when you started your podcast. You took a step back, did your own thing, went through your own journey, right? And then now you're coming back even harder on the podcast.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to compare it to like right away is when I first started podcasting, I had like two different shows and only did like 10 episodes a piece. And I was feeling good about it, but I realized like I'm actually not like podcasting is what I want to do. It's what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing at some point here, like coming up. But it was like I'm a little ahead of the game right now. I'm not at the place in my personal life to be able to give as much time or as much capacity up here to invest in it, right? And now I feel like I'm at a place where if I wasn't doing the podcast, it's like what the fuck else would I be doing? Like I can't imagine
Right.
this not being a part of my focus or part of my grind right now.
Yeah.
But back when I first started, like kind of like we're saying, is it was just maybe a little too early. But it felt
Right.
good to also get those like early nervous shakes out of the way and whatnot.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So when one thing I wanted to just mention for sure is how when I first moved to Mankato and came back into contact with you after having not talked to you for however long or whatever, was
Right.
how profound of an effect you had on like the trajectory of my life.
Damn.
And I I think it's important to show gratitude and appreciation for the effect that you had on me because one, you were the first person I went back to the gym with when I moved to Cato. Granted, I had been working out a bit, but I wasn't like taking it
Oh
as
yeah.
seriously as I was after
Yeah.
we worked out that first time. After we worked out that first time, I was like straight up addicted to working out again. You like lit that fuel for me. But then
Yeah.
like a lot of like the the just personal grind and like the self-help talk that we would have between us just about like motivating ourselves and like
Crazy.
goals and what we want to do next was
Yeah.
like I said, it had a profound effect on my trajectory, and me even like getting to this point in time. Like
Damn.
Cato was, I mean, Cato was it was decent, but it could have been really really bad for me. Like I learned a lot, I grew a lot when I lived in Mankato,
Yeah.
so it was good, but it could have been really really bad. And having had you to seek out and like be homies with in my vicinity was helpful and
That's
necessary
crazy.
for me to get through it and have like a positive benefit at the back end of my stay in Cato.
Dude, I feel like we just vibe too. Like we weren't close friends at all in high school either. I don't even think we hung out. Like
No,
maybe we saw each other in
we just
passing
cross
one day.
paths. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's crazy. I think part of it too is like um at that time, and I still feel this way too. Like there's something about just like when you're in that gym grind, you know, like when you're just like like when you feel like you get bit by the gym bug, you just like so in it and everything. I think it just like can be so positive for you in so many ways that I love sharing that with people. That's why like I was pushing Exceed so hard in my YouTube channel, but there are other ways to do that. And there's so much that you learn in the gym that can be applied, you know, outside of
Hmm.
life too. So that's
Definitely.
what's up, man. I didn't know that. That's dope.
No, absolutely. Like after we worked out that first time, it was like I spent all my free time at Fitness for 10.
Dude, I was like, what
Got
the
into
fuck, bro?
powerlifting
You
and
were yeah, you were like, I think you said like you hadn't lifted in like 6 months or some shit like that. And you were putting up like 225 benching and like squatting like 315 for reps. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
yeah, dude, I was somehow just like miraculously strong after having not
Dude,
worked
you
out.
are like, I'm not trying to gas you up, bro, but like you could be like crushing. Like if powerlifting was like a passion or something that you wanted to return to, you'd crush it, bro. Cause like you got that strength
I
with
got
the F. You
lucky.
got that strength.
I got lucky. Thank you though. Powerlifting's cool and all, but I don't feel fulfilled by it. Like I want to work out
Right.
just to like maintain like a physique I can feel confident in and my mental health. You know, it's like it's how I actively stave off depression and conquer anxiety. You know,
Yeah.
and like going to the gym is like doing drugs. You know, like I go there
Right.
so that because when I leave, I feel really damn good.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, you definitely get that high, like that runner's high.
talk to me a bit more about Exceed. Tell the audience about Exceed, the arc of Exceed, what it was birthed out of. Um,
Yeah.
let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so I started Exceed in 2015, and at that time, I was saying I was doing YouTube as well. So I was already like kind of like really like into that, you know, into just like working out all the time, bettering myself, and I started listening to like I started really getting into like personal development as well, and like fast rewind even before that, I've always wanted to. So I started skateboarding in like eighth grade, middle school, and I was like, my dream was to have like a skate shop or like my own board company. So I always wanted to have a brand. Like a lot of people want to be like a doctor or get like a lawyer or something, right? Like I wanted to have a brand. So that's always been kind of like a weird. And I say it's weird because like back then, like I didn't talk about it because that wasn't a normal thing. Now it is.
Hmm.
Um, and so Exceed to me was just like going that extra rep. It was like, you know, when you're pushing yourself or going for a PR, like you want to go like you go 150%. And that's like that mentality that I try because I don't always have in everything that you do in life, right? And I was influenced by skate and hip hop really early on. My parents are immigrants. So I'm first generation, so I grew up with like hand me downs and garage sale clothes and shit like that. So I've always been like just naturally into fashion and style. So a little bit of like skate, gym, and like streetwear kind of like mixed into like the visual of what Exceed is. Um, but yeah,
How'd you come up with the name Exceed?
so at the time I was working with a friend. His name is Chase Florick. Him and I were kind of like conceptualizing this together. He had Statute Fitness, and at the time I was like, "Yo, I want to start a brand." So we were coming up with the name together, and like when we were just brainstorming, it came up, and I think it was either like heightened or exceed.
Hmm.
I'm glad we went with exceed because that sounds
Yeah.
way better.
Well, one, I love the name Exceed, and now every time I see the word or hear the word Exceed, I immediately think of you.
That's what's up.
So I think it was perfect. And
Yeah.
so, like, what? Talk to me a bit about like the brand identity. Like, I mean, I guess you did, and like kind of where it was birthed out of, but what does it mean to you? What does it symbolize?
Hmm. I think to me is like to me it symbolizes my personal growth, right? Like it's like when you first start going to the gym and you're so intimidated, right? And I grew up, you know, first generation, kind of an outcast, skinny kid, very low confidence, like nerdy kid. Um, and to me, it symbolizes a community of people that, accept each other for whatever their backgrounds are and are there for a common goal of just getting better in all areas, right? Because Exceed is in our foundation is in the gym, but we're not only a gym brand. We're a brand. Like Exceed is a brand, not a gym brand. We make athleisure clothing that you can wear and work out in, but I support artists, anyone that's chasing something that they're passionate about. That's what that's what Exceed stands for to me. When I look back on the brand, I just look back on the growth that I went through trying to get the thing off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Honestly, one of the best decisions I've ever made. I posted about this the other day, but I learned so much about business, so much about myself and confidence and like sales, like just everything, bro. Like I didn't go to design school, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
learned everything because I had to with Exceed.
The way you design clothes for Exceed, do you think of it from like the lens of what would I like to wear?
100%.
Yeah.
It's 100% what I want to wear.
Yeah.
Like there's a side of it too where like this is recently, like within the past year of like asking our audience, asking people what they want to see and what they like more and pleasing the audience. But for the first like 4 years of it, it was 100%, excuse me, just what I like. And I thought, I think that works to an extent because like if you create what people like as well, you're going to get more sales, but then you kind of lose like that identity of what it truly, like you kind of lose like that backbone if that's all you do.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, people like what I made because it's what I liked and it was my style,
Mm-hmm.
so like I think it stays authentic that way too.
Yeah. There's a couple fits that you like introduced me to, which was like that like low cut. You
Like
know what I'm
that
talking
scooped
about?
bottom.
Yeah, that scoop. That's what it was. I
Yeah.
had no idea that I liked that. Now, like,
Yeah.
I love that. I don't remember the last
And
time I
it's
bought any
dude, you
clothes
see
for
that everywhere,
myself,
don't
but
you?
now you do seemingly.
Yeah.
Probably more so in the circles that you fall in, but yeah, I see it a lot for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so one other thing that I'd say I'm grateful for from you, um, is how you piqued my interest in photography before I ever picked up a camera. Like you were shooting and you were creating
Dude,
content.
I'm glad we're talking about this, bro, because when you picked up that camera, bro, like you got so fucking good. Not to cut you out, but you got so good in like 3 months, dude. Like not even like in 2 months. I remember like I was hitting a workout with Brandon and I was like, bro, like we're just like scrolling at your through your page. We're like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
dude, you got so good and you linked like you just networked like crazy, bro. Like that inspired me. I was like, damn, I need to step it up.
Well, yo, I'm telling you that you inspired me to pick up the camera in the first place, because like I was seeing the content that like you were putting out, and you just kind of introduced me to like a like a new like realm, like you gave me a perspective on like social media and like
Mm,
art in general that I hadn't really had before, right? I didn't
mm,
really have like an artistic expression for myself, like a
mm,
medium that I had chosen to deliver any creative expression through. So when like the you piqued my interest with the camera, eventually I picked up a camera and started taking pictures. After like 2 years of being like, I need to get a camera, I
yeah.
finally have a camera that I can use. And that's what that became for me. It was just a vehicle to express, whatever through. It was like I grew up kind of like a wannabe jock. I never thought that I was going to be like a artist or like a creative type, and now that's all I
Yeah.
want to do is like
That's
create
awesome.
and express. So
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you opened that door for me though.
Hell yeah,
Otherwise, I
bro.
don't know
I'm
if I
happy to
didn't
hear
know
that.
you or had been exposed to what you were doing, I don't know if I would have been interested in it at all.
Bro, that's an honor. But isn't that funny how like how we're so how we're so influenced by our environment. Like you grow up like you're the jock or like the sports guy, right? But then you don't realize that you have these like talents and these passions you would never know if you didn't try it.
Mm.
And I tell my little brothers that all the time. Like they're like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." I'm like, "Bro, just try everything. Literally, just do everything." Like I wish I still had that curiosity as a kid. I kind of do. Like I'm very scatterbrained. I think I have like ADHD or something, but my brain's just going at a million miles an
It
hour
gets
all
a
the
little
time.
bit
Always
harder
thinking.
as you get older to like do that trial and error shit.
Yeah,
It's useful,
but
and
like,
I think it's
but as a
important.
kid, dude, you just like, oh, I want to learn a skateboard. You pick up a skateboard. You don't care about what
Right.
anyone thinks. You don't care about looking stupid. You just do it. I'm like, oh, I want to play guitar. You pick up a guitar. Like,
Right. Right.
I wish there was a. I wish I could just like drink something and have that again.
Have that back,
Yeah.
bro. Eat some mushrooms.
I
That'll
did
pique
a
your
little microdose before this.
that'll pique your curiosity.
Yeah.
Do you microdose?
Hmm.
Yeah. Man, that's my antidepressant of choice.
Dude.
That and working out.
Hmm. Yeah, it's awesome, bro. It's. I think I would like. I wouldn't say that everyone should do like a ceremonial dose, which was like my first time, but I think that everyone should at least try microdosing. Anyone that, especially people that deal with anxiety, depression, like any kind of like mental disorder, I think it's so beneficial.
In what ways do you feel like it's benefited you then?
I have a lot of anxiety. I think I have symptoms of depression or like phases like seasonal depression. It's never been diagnosed, but like when I talk to people, they're like, that sounds like very similar to, depression and anxiety. And it like, I think there's so many different, maybe this is the wrong word, but like strains of it, right? Where you feel a certain way, but there's no reason why you should feel like that way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I get
Absolutely.
that. I get that a lot, dude, all the time. Um, but yeah, I think for me, when I do microdose, actually today was like the first time I microdosed in like probably like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a while. I just forgot to.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of nervous. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should do it. But yeah, I think it just helps me kind of like focus more. It feels like drinking coffee without the anxiety, with the focus, with the productivity. You just feel clear for me.
Mm-hmm. The clarity is, I think, what I get most beneficial out of it, and
Yeah.
the energy. Like there's times where if I do a microdose, like today, I didn't do a microdose today. I had like 500 milligrams of caffeine throughout the day. And
Jesus.
if like a lot of days when I do have my microdose, I notice a clear difference in the amount of energy I have as the day goes on.
Hmm.
Or I might have a cup of coffee in the morning, but I don't need that like cup of coffee in the afternoon, or
Yeah.
the water
It
Joe or
definitely feels
whatever.
like caffeine. I know what you're talking about.
But the clarity is huge, and the focus, just being able to like
Hmm.
dial in on something specific for a solid amount of time, more so than I would be able to without the microdose. It's benefited me
Dude, isn't it
in
funny
so
though?
many
Because
ways.
you take a little bit too much. You can't talk at all.
Yeah, there's a fine line for sure.
You
It
go a
where
little bit
like
past that line, you
if
can't talk at
you
all.
take a little bit too much, and you're like, oh, I intended this just to be a microdose, but shit,
Yeah.
like
You're like,
I got
oh,
clients to speak with, I got like a meeting and a photo shoot, and I'm just gonna be awkward the whole time. And depending on the people you're with, though, if you can just be like, yeah, I took like a quarter of a gram too much in my microdose today,
dude,
like,
I wish you came out for my birthday to Flagstaff.
oh man,
So fun.
what'd you do for your birthday?
Um, we got like a cabin in Flagstaff. It's like 2 hours away from Phoenix. It's like up north. It's like super high elevation. It's like 5,000 feet. Like the whole town is up that high. It's like you're in the mountains, bro. Pine trees. It feels like you're in Minnesota. It feels like Duluth.
Really? Okay,
Yeah, it's
interesting. I
dope.
would
It's
not have expected that
super
out of
tight.
anywhere in Arizona.
About to drop a video soon. Check it
Hell yeah, I will
out.
absolutely check it out.
Yeah, filmed all on the iPhone. So like my idea was like, oh yeah, it's like you can do so much that. Anyway, yeah, so we did that. It was like us, it was like 10, 11, or 12 guys up there, and we just like got this cabin in Flagstaff, and we just like kicked it for 3 days. Spent the
Nice.
whole weekend. There was like a hot tub with like a view of the mountains, and then like
Oh my
we just
gosh.
all cooked together, kicked it. Just
Had some
I and it,
fellowship and some camaraderie with the
yeah,
broskies.
dude. Yeah, and and it was just like it was like really snowy. It was a snowstorm that weekend.
Hmm.
So we literally couldn't go anywhere. Like we were trapped inside. So it was like you were literally like camping in the woods type shit.
That's sick.
It was
It's
kind of scary though too, bro,
wait.
because like I'm pretty sure the room that I slept in was haunted.
It snows in Arizona too.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, it was
guess if you're
snowing
in
a
the
lot, bro.
mountains, that makes sense. But I'm like
Dude, that's
mind
what's so
blown.
tight
Like
about
imagining a desert, but there's
bro.
snow in the vicinity. Like
I didn't even know there were mountains when I moved to Arizona, bro. Like I didn't know
that's
shit.
funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but you can literally drive 2 hours and be like in snow.
Hmm.
I could drive 2 hours right now and be in Flagstaff, and like there will be snow on the ground.
And it stays on the ground. It's not like
And it stays on
it's
the
not
ground.
like
Yeah,
fall and melt.
yeah. That weekend we got like 3 or 4 inches.
Where are you at right now? Where do you live in Flagstaff? Or in Arizona?
Yeah,
What
I'm just
city?
looking up right now. Tuesday it's gonna be snowing. I live in Tempe, so that's where ASU is. But
Okay.
I'm like 15 minutes away from 10 minutes away from campus.
So
Everything's.
what's the temp in Tempe right now?
It was 70 degrees today.
But you can drive 2 hours to snow. That's
Yeah,
cool as shit.
yeah, dude.
That's sick.
Move to AZ, bro. I already got 2 of the boys out here.
And yeah, you did. Absolutely, you did.
Bro, I wrote that shit down in my
Brando and
journal.
Ian.
Yeah,
Really? That you're gonna
yeah,
get the homies to move out there with you, or what?
yeah. I was like, my biggest dream is to have like my best friends and my family to move out here, and I'm thankful for my best friends and my family living in Arizona. Like I like wrote it as if it happened.
That's sick. I mean, that's how you manifest. You believe it to be
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I haven't been consistent with it, so I feel like a phony saying it right now because I haven't been consistent in journaling. But like that shit happened, so I can't lie about that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've had some pretty crazy shit that I've put down on paper that it came to reality where I'm like shocked that I don't do it more.
Right.
Like,
You're like, you know that this is happening. I'm like, bro, like pick up the fucking journal.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like, fuck, I could be manifesting this business deal that I was telling you about before the show. Like,
Yeah.
why am I not journaling that and speaking about
Tell
it
us about it,
as if
bro.
it's true? Nah, it's gonna be chill for a sec.
Okay. Low
Yeah,
key.
I don't want to proclaim it publicly if it doesn't work out. I gotta.
Right, right.
Well, just gotta put in all the effort that I can and do what I
Mhm.
can to make it a reality. When it's a reality, I'll be excited to announce it. But until then, I'm chilling. No expectations,
I
but
feel
working
it.
as hard as I can.
I gotta talk to you about podcasting stuff too because I have this mic, but I've been like dropping like just video content, like one off, just like little tidbits for social.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to get to a point where I can just like record like my thoughts in like a 10-minute podcast
Yeah.
and have like video for YouTube and then like put that shit on like the different channels for podcasts. But I don't know shit about podcasting, so
Ask me whatever you got. Not right now. We can save it, but
yeah,
I'll
of
give
course.
you whatever I know about it. Like it's free knowledge, and I'm willing to share.
Hell yeah.
The that's something, like I was saying, that's something I really want to do this year. That's what we should talk about next, is like goals for 2021. But when that's something I really am going to get into this year is writing myself like essentially like a monologue, right, on a topic that I can read in video format, because I already said all this at the beginning, but I have a lot of thoughts, and I think they're worth sharing. And
Hmm.
like there's so many times in my life where I think of something or I talk about something, and then
Right.
a week later, like that's what's being talked about. I'm like, all right, come on, like there's something, I don't know what it is.
You mean like on the news or something or what?
Just like, okay, here's what I accredit it to. I accredit it to like just being in tune with like myself, and
Mm,
being in tune with like the collective conscious, where like I don't believe ideas just like manifest themselves like in our head. So like
mm.
we're connected to like the greater
A
collective
network.
conscious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like ideas are like passing through and shit. And if you're in
Right.
tune, you might like be open to receiving one of those ideas, and then you can like create it as if it's your own. But
Yeah.
I think also with that, like I feel like I've had times where something comes to mind, I think about it, talk about it out loud, don't do anything with it, and then like a week later, like it's within. it's out from the collective conscious into like reality. Like,
Uh-huh.
I wish I could think of a good example, but
I get what you're saying though. That's
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Where
I
like
never thought of it like that.
all of a sudden like that topic is like trending on Twitter or something, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Damn.
we were just, bro, do you remember we were just talking about this? You know, and it's like, so
Yeah.
I want to express more of those ideas as they come up, because they're genuine and often important to talk about, but it's also just like fascinating to be almost like ahead of
Yeah.
like the curve. But like I said, I credit to just like being in tune and like
Yeah.
meditating and mushrooms and like being present. You know, I might
Yeah.
be more, not more than anybody else, but I might just be able to receive those things as they come through. So what types of expectations do you have for yourself in 2021?
They're mostly financial. The biggest one is just like consistently making fat payments to my student loans, and then just building up that yearly salary bucket. Those are the two biggest things right now. In terms of, and then in terms of like my freelance, I want to get 3 retainer clients, just like consistent. Um, and then physically, I want to like get back onto my gym grind, um, lean back out. I don't like to say like a weight, but I just know myself. I know that I'm lean at 150, so I want to get back down to that weight. If I'm lean at 155, that'd be even fucking better.
Right.
But anyone that's watching this, like, it does, like the scale doesn't matter. I know you know that, but for people that are watching, like, that doesn't really matter. It's just more about like healthy habits. So that's what I want to get back into: healthier habits, not eating fast food, getting more sleep. You know, um, yeah, that's basically it. And then just being like a good partner to my girlfriend and being a better person to my family and like my friends. Like, just like not allowing stress or certain situations to like prevent me from being like the best person that I could be in any given situation. You know,
Yeah.
that's a really, I really respect what you did. Like, I was telling Megan about this too. I was like, I like showed her the video. I'm like, bro, he fucking saved this dude. This fucking tried to run over everyone with a semi truck. Like, he saved this guy. Like, that was me, bro. Like, dude, someone cuts me off on the highway and I'm like, I'm saying some shit already. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying some shit. I'm saying some stuff, and she's like, calm down, like, chill. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, the fact that you were able to like stay that calm. So like that's what I'm talking about. Like, I know that I need to be better in those situations. So
Yeah.
yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
man?
Um. Well, I know for sure I'm gonna record another 75 podcasts this year. Minimum
75 of them?
75 plus. Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
You know,
Hell
that's
yeah.
only like, that's just over one a week. You know, that
Yeah.
I can maintain that.
Yeah. That's lit.
Right now I'm doing 2 a week, so I'm already ahead of my goal.
Hell yeah.
I want to build a website. I haven't determined exactly what it's going to be yet, pending this business deal, but I want to build a website and sell
Hmm.
products on it, be it like drop shipping, or like I have a few good ideas for drop shipping stores, like kind of niche ideas for
There's a
drop
lot of
shipping
drop
shops.
ship. I met some dudes out here that like are fucking killing it in drop shipping, bro.
Oh, I believe it. Is that the homie with the Lambo?
He does like Amazon automation. He doesn't do drop shipping.
Oh,
I met this
it's
other
like the
dude
same
that
thing.
like
Hold on,
kind of like the
bro.
same
I'm gonna
thing.
pee my pants.
Bro, yeah, go for
Hold
it.
on, just riff for a second. I'll be a second.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm like sitting here like shaking, like I
What do you
can't
mean by
even get.
riff though? Like just chill?
Just talk.
Oh, just talk?
Yeah, or
Can you hear me still?
pull up your most recent note and read it to the audience. I don't know. Do
Okay.
whatever you want.
Yeah, I got you. All right, y'all. I feel like I'm on the spot. Let's see. Most recent note. Okay. If you guys aren't doing this, I highly recommend it. But the Notes app, I basically categorized everything. So as you can see, like, I feel like those makeup tutorials. God damn it, you can't see it. I categorize everything. I got errands, clients, self-development stuff, wellness, personal branding. But as we were talking about ideas earlier, and Justin was saying, like, he has these thoughts that he'll talk about with a friend, and it gets put out there, and then like a week later it's like in the world, or like it's like trending on Twitter, or someone else that's doing something with it, right? My problem is I just forget a lot of shit. So I use my notes to like really like be really organized to like breaking down like what long form videos, what like for long form videos, what ideas I have. And then I start writing. Like literally I'll be driving and I'll just pull up Siri and record a voice note because that's how much I don't want to forget. But that's a lot of times how I can like write while I'm in the middle of something, and it's just like a good way for me to not forget the good idea that came to me. Because I feel like a lot of times, like good ideas come to me when I'm driving, or like when I'm in the shower, when I'm about to go to bed, or just randomly when I'm in a conversation with someone. Like a good idea will come. So like I find that having that notes app just like fire, bro. I was just telling them about how you said like you have these ideas that come to you and like maybe you don't act on it right away. For me, my problem is I just forget about it. So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
like cleaned up my notes app and made it super organized, like bucketed out between like self-development, errands, clients, wellness, personal branding. And then within personal branding, I have like long form video ideas, short form video ideas, random thoughts, like, and then I bucket it from like entertainment ideas, like value driven ideas, educational ideas,
Hmm.
And then sometimes when I'm driving, I'll literally just like record a voice note on my Siri because I don't want to forget it.
Yeah. That I think that's important as shit. That what you said was like you have those ideas, but you forget them. Like
Yeah.
I, bro,
So
so
frustrating.
many people can relate to that are listening right now. Like it,
So frustrating.
it's shocking. But I mean, luckily we have tools that enable us to put those ideas. My thing though right now is that like I put ideas in my notes, but then I never go back and read them.
Oh, shit.
I have like countless notes on my phone.
Is it organized on your notes?
No.
Yeah, that's why, bro.
I need to take your lead on that.
I'll send you a screenshot. All right.
Okay.
Let's talk about, I have a topic.
Okay.
Let's talk about negative self talk. That was like the next bullet I had on my long form video ideas.
Yeah.
Let's go into that,
That's
bro.
detrimental, huh?
Do you feel like you indulge in negative self-talk?
As little as possible, but it's a constant battle. I mean, yes, for a long time I was talking shit about myself constantly.
Mhm,
Just because I was insecure,
mhm.
it was like I want to be ahead of someone's judgment, right? So I'm going to judge myself so that when you make a judgment of me, like I can be like, I've already thought of that, like whatever.
Yeah.
But like reality is like no one is thinking about you as much as you think that they are. Like
No one's thinking
you're
about
think
you as much as you're thinking about yourself.
exactly. Like no one, like even if someone makes a judgment, like who the fuck cares? Like that's just in passing. That's not you. That's their opinion of you. It makes no sense to spend too much time on it.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think?
Um, I think like growing up, I had a lot of negative self-talk because of the way I was raised. I think like Asian parents are very fucking strict, especially like Vietnamese parents, and like they can be very like tough love, like negative in the way that they speak to you. But I think realizing that over time has helped. I think I've gotten a lot better at negative self-talk, but I noticed that it came up for me today. I'll just be real. Like there's some shit that happened. My mom gave me a phone call, was just saying some things like just like family stuff, drama or whatever. And that just like threw me completely off my game. So I was planning to for the evening before we spoke to go work out, to work on some personal content as well. But then after like speaking to her, I was just like, bro, what the fuck? Like just like threw me off, bro. And then so like one side of me is like, yo, like the awareness side of me is like, you just went through something, like let yourself feel this way. It's all good. Don't freak out, like don't stress yourself out. You can't control it. Just like you deserve to feel how you're feeling. And then another side of me is like, bro, stop being a fucking bitch. Like you felt sad or you felt upset, cool, get over it. Now go to work. Like you got shit to do. You know what I mean? Like you can't let every single time, like no matter how you feel, you need to execute. That's the second like voice, right? And then the third voice is just like super negative, like fuck everything. Fuck, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so it's just like That's why I feel like I'm scattered, because I feel I have like all those voices all the time, and especially when like shit pops up. So I notice like negative self talk doesn't really happen that often for like it does. I have what's it? Let me rephrase. It happens often. It happens more so and is more impactful when I'm stressed or when like a personal life event happens. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. Um, like for me, I it has a lesser of an effect on me nowadays than it used to.
Hmm.
But like I still talk shit to myself for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, it's one of my motivators,
Yeah.
really, at the
It
same
can be.
time.
Yeah.
But there was a long portion of my life that it probably played into me being addicted to heroin. It probably, it probably hindered me. Not probably. It definitely hindered me in more ways than one. In my own like personal progression, the arc of Justin Gaming. It's that I've slowed myself down by talking shit to myself and about myself.
Yeah.
But like I said, it has motivated me. It's been motivating. It's been helpful before where like I was one day, let's say I get up, I haven't worked out in like a month and I'm like, damn bro, you're looking kind of like chubby right now.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's not good,
Or like when you're like,
but
fuck, dude, I want to crush some wings for no reason. You're like,
that
don't
might
eat that, you
motivate me
fat.
to go to the gym though.
Yeah.
Is that
For
thought
me,
of
I'm
like,
like, don't eat that, you fat piece of shit. Like,
yeah, right.
I bet you want those wings, don't you, you fucking pussy? Like,
Yeah. Dude, my favorite, because it's not even negative, but that's not even negative. That that is like, it sounds negative, but it's like it's for the best interest of Hui, right?
yeah, it's for
We're
the
like
common good.
I've been working out really early recently just because that's the only time that I have time. So I get up, I bring my mom to work at like 6:30 or 7. I usually get to the gym by 7, 7:15.
Damn.
But when I'm before, like, I'll make the decision if I'm going to the gym or not before I take mom to work because I got to get my bag ready and whatnot.
Right,
There'll be
right,
so many mornings like, oh, I'm just coming back here to go back to sleep. But then
right.
right after that, it's like, don't be a bitch. Like, don't
Yeah,
be a
dude.
pussy.
Like,
Right.
and
Like,
you just feel bad too after you wake up and you're like, bro, that sleep didn't even really feel that good.
yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean? I'm like, that
yes.
shit didn't even hit.
Like, oh, or I oversleep and I wake up when I'm supposed to be at work and I'm like, I should have just gone to work out. I'd be feeling amazing right now. And now I have to rush
Yeah,
and I feel like shit.
yeah. Pack that bag the night before, bro.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. More
Yo,
so
just a
recently.
heads up too. I need to dip pretty soon because I got to get over to Brando's. He's like half an hour away,
Gang. But yeah,
relatively
bro,
soon.
that's negative self-talk, man. It's both motivating and detrimental. So
Oh,
what gets Hui out of bed? Like what do you get up for?
dude, it's been kind of hard getting out of bed lately. But
So
what's
on
getting me up?
so
What's
on a
getting me?
good day.
Yeah, right. We keep it real here. No, uh, for me, like what gets me out of bed is like when I know that I have some client work to do, or when I know I have like a free day to like just go out and create my own personal content. That's what gets me out because I'm just like hyped. Or if I know like, let's say I have a clear schedule and and the gym is the first thing I can do in the morning, I'm fucking hyped.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of things, bro. Like it's either honestly, sometimes it's hard if I have like a packed schedule. It's a little like you get like that Sunday scaries kind of feeling. You're like a little nervous. You're like, oh shit, dude. It's kind of nice sometimes when you don't have anything in your schedule and you're just like, when I don't have something in my schedule, I'll just like kind of like plan something for myself, and then that's what motivates me to get up because I'm like, oh, I can go downtown, catch a noon shoot, set up the tripod, get some content, hit the gym, grocery shop, prep food, be productive.
Yeah, like clean the kitchen. Like sometimes
Dude,
sometimes when I have an off day, I wake up like
do you
I'll
like
wake up.
cleaning?
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
cleaning.
Like yeah, I love cleaning.
Yeah,
And
dude.
you know what? Honestly, like I do this to myself where I let things get messy, unintentionally, just like being busy or like overwhelmed and get home be tired. But then like once my day off comes around, lately usually it's been a Sunday, do this. I would recommend this for anybody in a relationship. Dedicate one day a week to your significant other.
Oh, I like
Just
that.
like right now for me, my girl's out of the country. She gets back on
Ooh,
Monday.
I didn't even know you had a girl, bro.
Yeah, we've been together almost like 9 months now.
Let's go.
But when like she's out of the country right now, but when she gets back, we spend every Sunday together. And Sundays like so like the Saturday
Hate
night
that.
we sleep together. Maybe we stay up a little late. We let ourselves sleep in on Sunday, or like in the summertime we were getting up early and like going to watch like sunrises or like going to set up the hammock in the morning time out by like some lake. Oh, it's just amazing. It's so worth it. Such a good
Yeah.
bonding experience. And it like gives you something to look forward to, like that relaxed time with your significant
Yeah.
other. But like on Sundays, then we do our thing and then come back and I'm like, damn, the house is a mess. Like, let me
Yeah.
just like do these dishes. Let me start some laundry, vacuum real quick. And then I'm like, like it just feels so good. It's like
Yeah, dude.
relieving. It's almost like
Yeah.
working out, right? Like,
That's honestly like like my girlfriend right now. It like she's and I'm realizing that she's like way cleaner than I am, which I fucking love. And I never knew that I liked that so much until I met her. But yeah, we did a trip to Flagstaff this past weekend. I saw the Grand Canyon for the first time. It was both of our first
dope,
times.
dope.
And we drove to Horseshoe Bend, but like every single day, like it's funny because it's like vacation, but like we got up at 4 every day just so we could drive to catch sunrise and like do all this shit.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of a grind, but it was like funny because we'd wake up and like we were just like packing lunches, cleaning, getting shit ready, like helping each other out. And I was like, damn, this is dope. Like it was a good bonding experience. I'm gonna steal that from you. I like that, waking up early to go like catch a sunrise,
Yeah, I
just around
do.
town.
I'm telling you, like dedicating a day a week. One, it gives you a day off. Like today, I'm just focusing on my girl, or like it's my day. Like Sunday, it's literally like a Sabbath. Like I'm not religious, but it's like
Hmm.
it's my day off. I try lately since she's been
I'm
gone. I've
so
been
not religious. I don't even know what that means.
since she's been gone. I've been working on Sundays. But once Alva gets back, uh, like no more work on Sundays. Like
Yeah,
unless I absolutely have to, but
right.
it's gonna be kicking it with my girl, cooking some food, cleaning, just relaxing, feeling good. It's like reconnecting with what grounds me, which is like
Just vibing.
myself, my girl, and you know,
That's what's
yeah.
up, man.
What
Hell yeah.
habits are you trying to kick in 2021?
Hmm. What habits? Self doubt. Um, eating out too much.
Yeah,
Fast food
dude,
to limit to like once a week max.
eating out is that's a tough one, man.
Trying to kick staying up late because I need to like get to bed earlier so I can wake up earlier.
So you can be more effective.
Hmm. Um, procrastination, I'd say, is another one. It's like when I have time. I think I'm getting a lot better at it, but like I feel like that could be on everyone's list. But you know, like
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I think I'm in a spot like it's just been it's dude like 2020 was like a crazy year, but I think like I grew a lot in 2020. There were a lot of times where I was like, fuck, I could lose my job. So that forced me to like push freelance more. And in doing so, like offering something that other people don't offer, quick ass turnaround times on
Mm-hmm.
like content, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no time for me to procrastinate. So I don't procrastinate as much as I used to, but it's still there for sure.
Dude, that quick ass turnaround time. That one thing, just yesterday I did some headshots
Yeah.
and we shot for an hour and I had the edits done in like 45 minutes after that. So with
But you've
we
always been so fast with that. Like when we shot together too, I'm like, damn, bro, like I haven't even got home yet. You already done?
yeah, that's something I like. It's something I like have pride in.
That's a Justin Gayman special.
I'm just like I'm stoked. Like if it's content I'm genuinely excited about or
Yeah.
photos or whatever that I'm excited
Oh
about,
yeah.
I'm doing it ASAP as
Oh
soon
yeah.
as I can get. But actually that kind of hurts sometimes too because then I rush the final product when I could like do
Dude,
do a rough edit,
do it,
evolve.
step back, do it, but don't deliver it.
Right.
Like edit it, but don't deliver it.
That's what I'm gonna do from now on probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing like with my personal content too, because
Especially
I'm
with
like,
like the creative content.
yeah, yeah.
But what? Sorry.
No, I mean that's what I was gonna say. Is like I'll like get super hyped, edit it, and I'll want to post it, but I'll take a step back and I'll edit a different version. And then like 2 or 3 versions later, it turns out like fire, and I'm like, okay, now I'm happy with it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, You want to get out of here? You got to go?
Yeah, brother. I gotta head out. Let's do this again, dude. This shit was fun.
Yeah, bro. I can't wait. Okay. So what I'm excited about right now is I feel like I'm at like episode like 44 with the We Are One podcast. And everyone I've had up to on this point, there's only been a couple of people that have been on a couple of times or like 2 or 3 times themselves. But it's dope because everyone I've had on up to this point, like, are people that I genuinely love and genuinely enjoy. And like the first time, like having you on right now, it's like just like an introduction to who,
Yeah.
right? Like the next time, well, we'll probably have similar conversation. I'm sure we won't talk about the exact same things, and we'll be in different places in life. But like now is like the introduction. Next time we're just like we're jumping on, just like kick it and talk. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. I like if this is like the first podcast that I felt like really comfortable on, dude. Not gonna lie.
good.
So I've been on a few and I'm like feel like super nervous and I feel like I'm not like being myself. And like this one just felt like a straight up conversation,
Just
which I love.
natural as
Yes,
fuck.
felt natural as fuck. But I do want to like we should like maybe brainstorm an agenda too of like topics. I know you. I'm not saying you didn't. I know you had topics you want to talk
I just
about
had
too.
some
But
ideas. I mean, but
yeah.
it
But if
depends
something
on the
shows up
person,
in our life and we're like, yo, I really want to talk about like this,
right?
let's fucking do it.
Yeah. That yeah. You got me thinking
Yeah,
about all kinds of things.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
no, that's
yeah,
one
yeah,
thing that I'm
yeah.
excited to do this year. Like on Sunday, we're having like a
Bars.
panel discussion that's like a recap of like January 6th events and like collecting a bunch of the different perspectives into one place. The storm on the Capitol shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking forward to that conversation because it's taken a decent amount of preparation, right? Like it's more so like this was super free flow. I just jotted down a couple things that I
Right.
knew I wanted to talk about, but then
Yeah.
like that one is like about something very specific and we
Yeah.
have an agenda. So I do enjoy doing that, and prepping for something is kind of fun. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to chat for an hour real quick.
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And it's good to catch up. It feels like I'm literally with you, like talking. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's dope. It's fun.
Yeah. Tell me what you think about this idea, because I thought of this like a week ago. What would you think of like a like a bi-weekly like fellowship Zoom meeting type shit, like
With like like a group of people
5 to 10 to 15 people? We jump on consistently and just like check in.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea if you could have like a solid people that would like show up every week,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Cool.
It's just hard
Okay.
with everyone's schedule, you know.
It's definitely hard with everyone's schedule, but it would be, I think it'd be cool when we do like almost like some generic questions like about your past week, and but like not to broadcast, but just to jump on for an hour to be like, yo, what's good?
Yeah.
The homies, like something that you can look forward to, something that you can expect, some like stability and structure, you know.
We'll kind of have that with like the retreat that I did, the guys I did, but I don't ever go to it.
Come on. No,
well, I'm so busy, dude. I can't do it.
Well, for real, thanks for taking the time to jump on and talk for a little bit. Do you want to let people know where they can find you, check out some of your content, check out some Exceed content, order some clothes, whatever?
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you having me on, man. For anyone watching, you guys can check out my content on Instagram. My name is Huy, HUYEXCD. Everything that I post behind the scenes, you can learn some things, be entertained, see cute photos of my dog, and everything's there. So let's go.
Ali. Dope, bro. Well, enjoy your night. Tell Brando and Ian I said what's goody.
I will, man.
And drive safe.
Hell yeah.
Love
All
you,
right,
bro.
brother. We'll chat soon. Love you
See
too,
you
man.
soon.
All right,
Deuces.
peace.